Hello there, Matt.
Hiya, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning to you, everybody. This is Matt. Matt is a tattooist in Twickenham, just down the road from me, actually. And I was contacted by a mutual acquaintance, a friend of ours, actually, who'd said something really weird is going on in Twickenham. You might want to look at it. And I did. I looked at it and I was quite shocked. And I've described it to Matt as I believe that this is like a local protection racket. Basically, we're dealing with this thing called bids. And it is actually widespread. It's all over the UK. And these are sort of local community business leaders who have come together to take an additional taxing amount of local businesses to fulfill the purposes that the local councils should be doing. That's an overview of it. We're going to get more information from Matt right now. So Matt, tell us what has happened with you. You've recently been to court about this, haven't you?
I have, yeah. So I was up in court on the 16th of the 11th, 22. So I had been paying these bids for numerous years. We were still billed during COVID, even though we were shut down for 11 months, we were still expected to pay. I got my back up when someone from the bid had come in the shop asking if we wanted Christmas lights because he said they were free, but I've explained to him they weren't free. So I started asking for the evidence that the bid had been voted in, because from speaking to other businesses, it appears no one wanted them in. So I first sent an email on the 13th of the 11th, 22, sorry. No, sorry, 21, and that was ignored. And then I've sent numerous other emails asking for evidence, and they were all ignored. And then on the 25th of October, I received a court summons for a liability order, and was taken to court over it.
It's outrageous. I contacted them yesterday and I've received absolutely no response back because I made it quite clear to them that you were coming on our breakfast show, and I viewed this as, well, extortion, frankly, as indeed do you, Matt. This is extortion. Why should any business have to pay what councils should be doing? So tell us some of the things that these bids are covering.
So they've got numerous things they're doing. So they've got things that they're doing that they're saying the council can't do. They're saying the council can't afford to clean the streets anymore. They can't
afford to what?
Clean the streets. So we have to pay for that.
Right.
They can't afford the Christmas lights. So without the bid, there would be no Christmas lights, although every town across the UK has Christmas lights and always has done. There's Christmas trees going up that they're saying that the bid has to pay and the shops have to pay for. And this is all on top of me paying £7,984 a year in business rates.
Wow.
It's not like the shops are not contributing, as well as council tax and stuff like that.
Right, absolutely. And also, I think you said there's defibrillators all the way down the high street now as well from this.
What's quite interesting is I had another shop message me yesterday that was trying to talk me out of doing this show. So they're saying that their words were, as a lone complainer, I honestly don't think you will get anywhere. You'll best save your energy, I think. And they also said we don't want Twickenham to get bad press. So they told me that the defibs down the town centre, because online it says that they maintain the defibs. So this business has instructed me that they don't maintain the defibs down the high street. There's just some that are in various buildings that are maintained by the Twickenham bid.
Right.
But there must be 5 or 6 down the high street which have advertising on the back, which is going to the council. So I'm unsure again why the businesses need to pay for this.
Absolutely. And the thing is I don't want Twickenham to get a bad name. As I say, it's kind of adjacent to my area, and I love this area. I really do. But things like this are not okay. They're not acceptable. We looked into it. So this is a private company, limited by guarantee. There's confirmation statements overdue at Companies House. There are obviously a number of directors involved. And so I did talk to somebody. I said to you, have you talked to anybody at all to do with the sort of the common law aspect of this? Because I can't believe that this cannot be challenged. And anyway, so I did. I spoke to Pete Stone, who's been on with us before, and he's given me permission to read out some of his response to you. It's lengthy, so I'm not going to go into it at length, but he basically says, right, yes, I hear this all too often. People need to understand what is going on to understand the solution. What this businessman has done is register his business with a larger corporation called the United Kingdom, meaning the United Kingdom now has property rights to this man's business, making him liable for tax, licensing and regulations within the UK corporation. That's just the overview. But he says this is a fraudulent contract as this businessman was not given informed consent, meaning you cannot be tricked or defrauded into a contract, therefore it can be challenged. So you're absolutely well within your rights to challenge it. Pete says he knows how to do it. I'm going to put you two together, Matt, to see if he can help you. He says there is a way out of this nightmare. People just have to wake up to the tools that are available to them and their actual legal standing on this, right? So that would be good if he can help you, because you need to be helped, because this is an outrageous situation that's happening all over the UK. I was shocked, Matt, to hear that such a thing exists. So in terms of you being in that local area, if you've been messaged by somebody saying we don't want Twickenham to get a bad name, are you like sticking out like a sore thumb at the moment?
I am. I mean, I've been here. It's funny that the businesses all seem to be down one street. I'm not going to name the street. They've been referred to as a Sicilian mafia. They've been likened to them before. They're also, I've been here a lot longer than any of these shops that are moaning at me. So we've been here for about 11 or 12 years. I've brought various customers in because I'm not local myself. None of my customers are. So I've brought a lot of business into Twickenham. And this bid's done nothing for our shop. All it's done is actually cost our shop money when they've shut down local car parks to put on events like High Tide, because I myself ended up getting a parking ticket as well as customers because there was nowhere left to park on a Sunday. So they're not helping everyone. They seem to be helping that one street.
Right. And they happen via ballot. So BID is Business Improvement District. And they happen via these undemocratic ballots. How did yours come about? Do you know how many people were involved, Matt?
I do. So there are 368 businesses that are being billed. I spoke to various businesses and was yet to find anyone that had agreed to it, apart from I then encountered one business that did, who happens to be on the board. So when I went to court and said that I wanted the evidence, I was told on the 4th of the 11th, 22, I would receive the evidence. It would not be favourable for me. Then 7th of the 11th, I received an email stating all the evidence had been destroyed. So I asked how I could still go to court with no evidence. When I went to court, the judge asked me if I had submitted any evidence. Although I was told, first of all, the court hearing would be in the council office. Then I was told it was Lavender Hill, and I actually ended up doing it remotely in Wimbledon. So there was no way for me to submit any evidence. What they had said was that 84 people had ruled in favour because only 153 had voted out of 368. But out of them yes votes, they have to represent more than 50% of the total rateable value of all votes cast. But if there's no evidence, we don't actually know if that's true or not.
Absolutely. And the thing is you sent me that website where there clearly people all over the UK are having problems with this. They're making it seem as if everybody's hunky-dory about it and want to get involved. But the problem is, once voted, these bids, then they create this levy, which is mandatory for all businesses for 5 years. That is not democratic. That is absolutely not democratic. And as you've witnessed, the moment that you want to try and step out of it in some way, they come after you, all guns are blazing. So how is the local council involved in this?
They are the ones collecting the money. So they're all kind of blaming each other. So the council had told me that it was only Discover Twickenham that could get this court summons dropped. Upon speaking to two of what appear to be the highest people in Discover Twickenham, I was told they would not be dropping it. And basically the council went ahead. So the council collect the money, the council enforce it. The court summons I got has come from the council office for a court summons in the council office. Any queries have to go to the council office. And upon emailing the court on the 11th of the 11th, 22, they had no information about my case. They had no record of me. They had no understanding that I was even due up in court. So it all just doesn't add up.
It's very dark, actually, because it goes deeper than that. And that is, these bids are not subject to freedom of information requests. They're not subject to the same level of transparency that actually is in local governance. They're not even forced to submit their full audited accounts online. And so this money kind of goes into this pot and disappears, right? And as you said quite rightly to me, the fact is that these are things that the council should already be doing, right? You should not be paying your business rates and then on top of that, pay additional tax to have the streets cleaned. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. How are you feeling about all this, Matt? It must be driving you insane.
I'm not happy about it, but I've taught my children to stand up against bullies, which is exactly what I'm doing. So when various businesses, I say various, there's a couple of businesses now trying to get me to back down and not argue this. I've explained that I teach my children to stand up for themselves and not be robbed, basically, which is what's happening. So if I was to just bowl over and do it, then I'm not teaching my kids a good example, and it's not pushing good forward for the future.
No.
Also, with businesses are struggling, the high street's dying. We did have one other tattoo shop at the end of the high street, which is now gone for whatever reason that is. So we're now the only one in Twickenham, and we've been there for a long time. And if you look through the high street, businesses are coming and going all the time. So this is not helping because they're not doing. I don't feel they're doing a lot to bring people into Twickenham when you've got the ULEZ charges getting extended through London.
Terrible, terrible.
Shutting off the parking meters now so that some of them aren't taking money. They're only taking it all by the mobile phone, which they're going to do across the whole of Twickenham. So they're not helping. They're not helping bring people in.
Well, Matt, I think what you're doing is really admirable because I know it's very hard when you can be your lone voice in situations like this, especially when you have to face these people day in, day out. So let's give your business a great plug. What's the name of it and how can people find it?
Tattoo UK. We're in Twickenham on York Street, 57 York Street.
You just cut off there. What's it called? Tattoo UK?
Yeah, we're 57 York Street. We're, funnily enough, just opposite the council office, down from the Shell petrol station.
I know it well. And where can people find you online to support you, Matt? Because trust me, I think what's going to happen is once we put this out, there's going to be people from all over going, I'm subject to that. I don't want to do that. And what we need is, like that website, more people to come together, more voices so that we can get you represented in some way, because this is wrong, what's happening here. So what's your Instagram handle?
So my Instagram is Matt Hugill. That's MattHugill, and that's where I've been quite vocal. That's where I've been putting a lot of stuff up. My language has been a little bit strong for those that need a little bit of a warning, just because I am quite annoyed with this.
Of course.
That's where everything's been going up, really.
Brilliant. Anything else that we should know about Matt?
No, I think that's it, really. I mean, you said I'm a lone complainer, but at the moment I'm not. There's a lot of businesses behind me. They just don't want to be in the front as.
Oh, these kind of people drive me absolutely insane. You know, they whisper in your ear, they'll contact you privately, say, I agree with you, but I don't want to have to deal with blah, 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 blah. Stop being cowards. Get off your knees.
I think as a councillor involved, a lot are scared for their business because they have to.
Really?
So I think this is their concern.
Well, I'm sure I'm not making myself particularly popular. As I say, I live in the local area. I pay my council tax to the same council, etc., etc. But frankly, if I can't actually stand up people in my local area, then what is the point? What is the point? Listen, Matt, really good to talk to you this morning. Thank you so much for Louise putting us in touch with Matt. Really important what Matt is standing for, and we fully support him here. Everybody, Matt Hugill from Tattoo UK in Twickenham. Go get sorted. Take good care of yourself, Matt. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Lovely to see you. Take care. Bye.